Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Corey Pane, and you're watching unchARTed.
unchARTed. Oh, this is unchARTed. Yeah. All right, man. So before we get into this, just tell me a little bit about yourself and your background in painting.
Yes, I mean, I've done art my whole life. Like, I've always been drawing. Like, my mom has pictures of me drawing really young, and like that's always what I've always really been into, and like where my heart is, you know.
Yeah.
So I've always done that, and like in between, I always tried to do like sports or like music. Like, to me, like I always wanted to be a musician and just be in a band, and like that was my main thing. But art always had a way of like coming back through, and then eventually, like when I got into high school, I got really serious about it, and then just kind of like never stopped. So then yeah, art just always had a way of coming back into my life.
Okay, so when you got serious about it in high school, what was it that was actually that trigger that was like, okay, I want to do this?
I don't know, like it was just I used to just like kind of like read a lot and like get a lot of like inspiration to get ideas, and then just one day I just like was like, you know, let me just try to draw this again, and I just I started drawing like a picture. It was Jim Morrison from the Doors.
Yep.
I was always a big Doors fan, and just like I always like, I feel like my early art, like that's all it came from. It's just like all like different like bands and musician stuff I liked.
Gotcha.
And then I started just like drawing it and kind of like drawing album covers or just like whatever I like, just like for fun.
Yeah.
And then it just kept growing, and then I eventually started doing like album covers for my friends' bands or like posters for friends' bands.
Yep.
So like that's what really took it off, and then they just kind of trust me to do my thing, and it was cool because I got to like take ideas and take their ideas and try to put it together, and then just have that keep growing. And yeah, it made my art even better, you know?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, I think like music has a big connection with my art, and that's what really like gave me a lot of inspiration and gave me like that real push, like in the fire I needed to really get it going, you know?
Definitely.
I feel like music, just like when I listen to it, it's just like, I don't know, different beats, or like I listen to the lyrics a lot and like the story. So I'm always big on stories. So like I like to talk to people, especially when I do murals. I like to just like hear what people have to say and like what they see in it, and hear their stories about their life, and then like take all those little pieces, and sometimes they come into my later artwork or something, you know?
Gotcha.
So like I feel like when I listen to music, all those things like come together, so like it just kind of give me a little, it sets me in like a mood, you know? So certain times when I listen to certain things, it just like brings out a different part of me.
Okay.
When I did this whole mural, the J. Cole album just came out. It was the last one, the off season he did.
Okay.
And I was so excited about it. I love J. Cole. He's always been like my favorite rapper.
Gotcha.
And so all like the whole time I painted this for like a week, and like the only thing I listened to was J. Cole, like on repeat, like just kept going. Yeah.
All right, so you're in my head, because that was gonna be my next question, is like, what do you like to listen to?
Yeah.
All right, so you said you did this mural, it took you a week, which that's crazy. When you're working on something at such a large scale, how do you go about getting your proportions right and, you know, keeping track of that?
I try to just kind of like take it one piece at a time, and then like I'll have like a place where I start, and then like build off of that place, and then try to like just make it as close as possible to like get like the basic idea. And then as I start painting, sometimes things changes. Like when I started doing this, you can kind of see where there's like that wand of the bubble thing. There was a line under there, and like that's where I started painting the leg, and I realized it was way too big. So I started trying to erase it back, and you can see like some of these little lines underneath where I was like going, and then I realized it wasn't in the right spot. So usually I'll try to like cut it back with the same background color and like almost like erase it. But this color was hard to match exactly. So I tried to just get creative. So I like just turned that into a bubble wand, and then that ended up becoming like a huge part of the piece. I feel like it just like tied it all together. So I'm always about all those like happy accidents and stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's the stuff that makes music good too.
Yeah.
You know, it's the little mistakes and stuff, because like imperfections is what makes art perfect.
Definitely.
You know? So,
but for this building too, I tried to use, you can see like the little lines in the building, and I almost tried to use that as like a grid, like because like when I do usually like a sketch, I'll do a sketch and like have it like kind of what it would look like on the building, and then I'll try to like match it up. So this ended up being perfect because it's like almost like already lays it out as a grid for you, so I can like see the sizes where I want to be and like know when it's like a little too big or too small, you know?
Gotcha. So what was the inspiration behind this, and what's the story that you want to tell with this mural?
Yeah, this so this was like right after like the whole COVID thing and all that's like started, and kind of like people started coming back out into like to make the world like kind of like open back up again.
Yeah.
So I just felt like this wall was always a dream wall of mine to paint, and I've always been looking at it. And then finally, like, I got in touch with the right people, and then it could happen.
So this specific wall, like, you were like, I want to paint.
I always looked at this wall, and I was like, this wall needs a mural. Like, I want to paint this wall so bad. And like, just especially because of the scale of it, like, I feel like there's not around here. There's not like another mural that's like on this type of like huge scale.
Yeah.
But there's so many buildings where it could be, and I just wanted to like just really open the doors for, and just like open people's eyes for around here, like what is possible. Because like there's so many buildings and so many spots around here that could be painted like that and be like how people see like in New York or LA or like all these places where like I feel like Connecticut could have it too. We just needed to like do it. So I just wanted to open the door, just try to like push it and hopefully make it easier for other artists to be able to do some more stuff, you know?
Definitely. So it's funny you say that. Like, now my eye is different. So I'm driving around and I'm like, I should have a mural on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect for a mural, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you always like see spots.
Yeah. So a lot of people have asked me, hey, you know Corey Pane? Did you interview Corey Pane? Did you see this? Did you see that? You have murals all over the place.
Yeah.
So like, how did you become so prominent in the art scene here?
I think it's all just like a lot of like connections and just like people that I know. Like I try to spread myself around, and like I know a lot of different people, so like things will just fall into place. And like a lot of it's word of mouth. Like once I do like something like this, it's bigger and people see it a lot, then it like leads to other things, and more people reach out and be like, oh, you want to paint this? And then I just try to be like kind of picky and choosy about like which thing I do, you know, and
for sure.
Try to like make the smart moves. Some things that like I might not want to do as much as others, but like I know it's like a good move to be able to go to the next thing, and so like you just try to be smart about it.
Okay, so real quick, let's jump to Paris. How did you get that gig?
Yeah, that was so one of my best friends, his name's Ed. He trains like soccer players in Europe.
Okay.
And he works with this guy Mesa, and we became friends too when I went out there. Like I just went to visit him one time, and then he like represents all these soccer players, so he's an agent.
Okay.
And he has this tournament every year where they take like all the best kids from around Paris and they put them in like this showcase tournament and just make it like really cool for them and have like a whole big like experience. And this was the 10th year, so they wanted to do something even bigger. Yeah. So he asked me if I wanted to come out, and he's like, yo, we'll find a building and then let's just do it. So it was like a really amazing opportunity just to be out there and painting. And like I feel like out of anywhere I've painted, like the people there just like really appreciated it the most. And like I just felt like the love, and I felt like right at home, you know. And like all the kids around there, that like the area I painted in, that's where they're all from.
Okay.
And it's like a little, like on the outskirts of Paris, it's just kind of just like a ghetto, you know. And, just like most of the kids that played in the tournament all came from there, so like it just really meant a lot to everybody there. And like I don't know, it's like a real appreciation where you could see like all the kids looking up at it, and like it really inspires them and hopefully like helps them like push their dreams forward, you know.
Stay motivated. So you think you're gonna be out there to do another one?
I would love to, definitely. We were talking about like maybe, I don't know if it's for next year, but like maybe eventually like doing like another one for the tournament, and then hopefully that'll lead to some other ones like outside of that, you know, and then just people get to know my work a little bit.
Definitely. So you know how you mentioned earlier when you were younger you were drawing like CD covers and stuff for friends. So how'd you get the Antonio Brown gig?
That was just kind of through like the same kind of thing, just kind of luck and word of mouth, you know. Like so I did this painting of Ocho Cinco. He was like a football player that he used to play. He played on the Patriots a little bit, and he played on some other teams. But he was always like one of my favorites, and just he had like a big personality. So I did like a joke painting, kind of like just put all these little things together, like different things that he did and like the funny things he did on the field or whatever. And I just made it for my brother. And then my brother made me a Twitter. Like I didn't have any of that. I didn't have Twitter, Instagram, any of that. Like I'm always bad with that stuff. And he made it for me. And then within 5 minutes, that dude like reached out and he's like, yo, I want to buy this. And then, so it was just like cool. It was like a weird thing. You never like think that kind of stuff is like possible really. Like for me at least, like I never like
that wasn't your
yeah,
thought.
like I don't understand like the reach of like what social media could be, you know.
Right.
But then when that happening, then Antonio knew him from like Miami and stuff, and then my brother just like making that Twitter and stuff, he just tried to like really push it for me, and then Antonio wanted me to paint a picture of him and his son, so he reached out that way, and then I did that, and then went and met with him in Pittsburgh. We just kind of like hit it off, became friends, and now it's like 10 years later, we're still like got a good friendship and just try to keep working on stuff. So
for sure. So that's dope that your brother started the Twitter for you, knowing that was like a void for you, but he could already obviously see what it would be for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I think that's super important to have people like that behind you.
Definitely.
Does he still do anything for your like websites or anything?
Yeah,
like
my
that?
brother made my website.
Okay.
He helps me with a lot of different stuff. I'm like I said, I'm bad with all like the, you know, like technical stuff or social media aspect of things. So I'm trying to get better, but yeah, my brother helps me out a lot. Okay,
so that's dope. Now another thing I noticed, I believe his name's Hunter Webb.
Yeah.
So you having somebody that you can consistently have come and record things that you're doing.
Definitely.
How important is that to you?
Yeah, I think it's big because like I never really realized before, but I actually started when I did this one.
Okay.
Since it was so big and like just like my dream wall and stuff, I just wanted to like do something cool for it. So I reached out to Hunter and I asked him if he wanted to come film, and he was like really trying to like push his thing with the film and get more into it. So then we just did this and it went good, and like I just saw like how it kind of reaches people in a different way, so I saw like the potential there, and then wanted to do more things and just kind of have like a little bit more of like my voice be heard. Like I feel like I'm just like my whole life I've always been like more of like a quiet dude, and like it's more but always been about the art, and people don't really hear me or like see like what I have to say.
Right.
So like this is my way of like being able to get my voice out on like the platform I want, or like show my art in a cool way that reaches people. So I think it's important. I want to just keep definitely doing that and pushing that as much as I can.
Definitely keep doing that, man. It's a good, because I don't know if you see that right now, because you know you're in the mode of creating and stuff, but you already like have a team building around you. What's the next piece? I don't know. But that will definitely continue to elevate you. So
thank you.
Definitely keep going with that. So CT Murals.
Yep.
How did you get linked up with them?
That was so through my friend Camacho. I started when I was like young, like I don't even know, probably like 17, 18 when I first started like doing like a little bit of murals and stuff. He got me set up there was a mural at the Goodyear Tire building.
Okay.
So like I went down there, we did that, and it was just like a bunch of my friends and stuff. We all like painted. Then that led to like another wall on Windsor Street, like kind of near the Yargo Stadium.
Yep.
So it was a long one. It was like again, like it was probably like 5 or 6 artists. We all like.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've always wondered, because I don't think you tagged that one.
Yeah, I don't think any of us really signed it.
Yeah, because I've always looked at that, like even way before this podcast. Like I've just been like, man, this is dope. But who did it?
That was like one of my first early ones.
Okay.
And then like through that, I met Matt Conway, and he was like a part of that project.
Yep.
And then we just kind of like stayed in touch, and I got an opportunity to paint for Cirque du Soleil.
Okay.
When they came through Hartford, then they reached out to me, and I didn't really know like how to get a building or anything like that. So I reached out to Matt again, and then he helped me get the building, and then we just kept like trying to grow from there and just keep continuing doing projects and stuff. And then kind of the whole CT Murals thing like started up, and then that kept growing too. So like now it's just become even bigger.
Yeah, definitely. So are you looking to do any like solo art shows or anything like that?
Yeah, I think eventually, like I've been like working on a lot of stuff for myself. Like I have a lot of ideas, and that's what's hard. Like it's hard to balance, because like I have a lot of like commissions or like things that people reach out to me to do. And like I try to do that and try to, you know, like you got to make do like certain little projects, make some money, or like do things to make connections. So I try to do those things, but then also balance it with like all the ideas I have. So I've been slowly like building up paintings and everything. I want to eventually just have like a whole show and like make it a whole experience and stuff.
So the stuff that you're working on, like your own personal ideas and stuff, is it mostly like acrylic paint, or are you still spray painting?
I mix like a little of both. Like so I mix a lot of different stuff a lot of times. Like so I'll do spray paint, do some acrylic over it. Sometimes I've done oil, like a little airbrush. I used to, when I was like 14, 15, I worked at like an airbrush shop in East Hartford.
Yep.
That's what really got me started. Before I even touched the can or anything, like I did the airbrush, and I would just do like shirts, hats, shoes, like whatever all day.
Gotcha.
And I feel like that got me like really like up to speed with like my experience. Like I just was thrown into it and had to like really try to like learn fast. You know?
Yeah, for sure. So do you have a preference, or is there like a favorite type of art that you prefer to do?
Like a what I like to work with, like a medium I like to work with?
Yeah.
I mean, I really love spray paint. And like I love acrylic too, like doing like paintings on a canvas and everything, but murals are definitely my favorite thing. I just feel like murals have like such a big reach, and it's like it's kind of just cool because it's just for everybody, like everyone out on the street, like people that might not even go to a gallery or see art in a different way, like it's just right there in their face, and then you get to like have that connection with people and stuff, you know?
For sure. So you're completely self-taught. Did you ever have any kind of training?
Yeah, I mean, I did go to UHart for the Hartford Art School.
Okay.
So I went to college there, and like I always kind of like fought against college and everything. Like I never wanted to go.
Yep.
But my mom, you know, like my mom always tried to like push me, and no one else in my family really went. So like we just, you know, I went for it, and then it's like I felt like it was hard like in college because like the teacher would always want you to do something like a certain way, and I would always try to like fight against it and just kind of like unlearn what they're trying to tell you, because I wanted to keep it myself like raw and just keep my own way.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a hard balance, because like I feel like at school, like the biggest thing was just the connections I made and like the people I met.
Yep.
And that's what still, like I've had cool things come from people I met there still today, so like it's good for that. But like you just got to be careful and balance yourself. Like if you know what you want to do as an artist, like don't try to become like whatever people tell you to be, you know, or like whatever they tell, because I feel like a lot of people end up doing art that just is like whatever the teacher does, because it, like they want to please that, you know, like you got to just do yourself. So.
Okay, so the reason I asked is because the detail that you have with the shading and stuff, like, you know, and I know that's a whole skill set in itself, because you can do a mural that looks really flat. Definitely. Or you can have one like this, or like these dogs, I can see their fur.
I think it just all really just comes with like with practice, and like the more you do, like a lot of stuff, like I would just always try to throw myself into things and be like in like an uncomfortable situation, you know, like I feel like for me that's just how I learn best, like just being thrown into it, like, and that uncomfortability, like you got to get comfortable with that, you know what I'm saying? So like, and then it kind of just like humbles you a little bit, and like you just know that not everything's gonna be perfect, and you gotta learn from your mistakes. So to me, that's always been the best way of learning.
Gotcha.
And I just you just kind of roll with it, and like as you go, like you learn fast and just keep going, keep practicing. You know?
So, what situation would you have to be in right now to be uncomfortable and learn?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. Like I guess like definitely doing things on a bigger scale. Like if I could up it and go like even bigger than this, like I would definitely feel like a little out of my element, but like I like that feeling, and then you learn as you go, you know. So like doing something, definitely I want to do something bigger than this. And like,
okay, and how big is this mural?
This is like 100 feet.
100 feet.
So yeah,
man, so I'm not a heights guy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm probably gonna help you out about right midway up the dress, and after that it's like, all right, Corey, you got it, you know what I'm saying? So if you were to go bigger, would you want to go higher or wider or both?
I think both. Definitely going higher. Like it would just be cool, like I feel like this made such a big impact, and like people really feel it, and you can see it from far away and everything. So like I feel like going even bigger that'd be my next goal, you know.
Gotcha. Have you ever put on like paint nights or tried to teach people?
I've done stuff with like little kids and stuff before. I've done like little art workshops or little lessons and stuff. And everything is different, but I feel like usually with those classes, like it more becomes about like I just like to hang out with kids and stuff and just see what they do, and like I'm always about like the youth, and especially like keeping art alive in the youth. So I try to do that in whatever way I can, and like have kids come help me paint or do whatever. But I feel like every time when I do those, it becomes more almost like a therapy session. So like it's like the kids just like telling me about their life and just feeling comfortable, and then they like things come out of the drawings, you know. So like I feel like that's more important than like showing somebody like step by step exactly what to do. Like you just kind of like feel it out, and then think cool things come out in your own way, you know.
Definitely.
recently, like I just been with the murals. Like there's another one I did over here by the train station.
Oh yeah.
And I had that was like all kids came and painted with me, so I had them like they all got to create their own like little piece on the wall.
Yeah.
And then like learn a lot about like different techniques, just like watching me and like helping them out. So
yeah,
I feel like that's a cool way for them to be like fully immersed in it.
Okay. You know, it's funny with that mural. So again, since I've started this and everyone that's around me is aware of what's going on, my dad actually sent me. He was like, "Hey." He sent me a picture. He was like, "Do you know who this guy is? He did this mural." And
That's
I'm
cool.
like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, I've talked to him, and we're gonna interview on Monday." But
That's
this
so
was
cool.
prior to everything. But yeah, he sent me you and like a little video of you on like News Channel 8.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So I was like, "All right, thanks, Dad." He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm just trying to help you grow the podcast." You know what I'm saying?
Did he come by the day that I was painting, or
I don't think so.
Okay.
So he drives the bus.
Oh,
so
okay.
he's always around and stuff. So
Yeah,
he's probably seen a bunch of your work.
Yeah, just been passing
yeah,
through.
Yeah, but now he's like, his senses are more heightened to it. So he's like, "Oh, let me see who the artist was."
That's so cool.
Yeah, so like you're definitely reaching people. Let's skip over to your West Hartford mural.
Oh, yeah.
That one is pretty dope, man.
Thanks, man.
Like, and especially the way it goes around the building.
Yeah.
So, what was the inspiration behind that, or what was the message they wanted you to convey?
That was like, so yeah, that's what was a little different. Like, so with like something like this, like it was just me doing completely my thing, and like I just had free reign with everything.
Yeah.
That one was like a little more like they were like really specific with what they wanted, like the people they wanted in there, like they voted on through like the town and through different schools and stuff. So they came up with like the 3 people that they definitely wanted to see. But the main thing was they just wanted to, it's gonna be like a continuation of like, they're trying to do 50 murals of like all Martin Luther King murals. For that mural in West Hartford, it was basically like the main message was about Martin Luther King. And it was for like a continuation of like, they're gonna have 50 murals throughout the state of all Martin Luther King, like just trying to spread his message and every different aspects of like everything that he stood for.
Okay.
So that was like the main part of it, and then they had like different people that they wanted to add into it and like different messages that they want to send, and I just tried to kind of put it together in my own way.
Gotcha. So those other murals involving Martin Luther King, are you going to be the artist for those too?
Most of them they're gonna try to do like a different artist from. So like they're gonna have them in each like all different towns, and they're gonna try to have like an artist from each town do each one. You know?
Are you from West Hartford?
No, I grew up in Weathersfield, but I live in West Hartford right now. So
got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Cool. What's your favorite color?
Favorite color? Definitely yellow, I think.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. Why yellow?
I just feel like yellow, I don't know, I'm always like, it's just like, I'm always attracted to it. And like, it's just like a really bright, happy color. And like, it can just like, I feel like that's why I chose yellow for this dress. It just is like something that stands out and catches your eye, but like, it just gives you like a certain kind of like happy kind of feeling, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you do any kind of digital art?
I haven't really, like, I've always been more like, kind of like just more like a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I like to do stuff, you know, like that I can actually like feel and like, but I've definitely tried a little bit of digital with like trying to get better with Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. So just to know as another tool, like that's something I definitely got to work on a little more though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely do that because I feel like someone like you would have a lot of success creating NFTs.
For sure, yeah. People always keep telling me about those things, and like at first I didn't know what it was, but now like I think it would be a good move to just try it out. You
Definitely,
know?
Yeah, man. So I'm working on a couple things right now. I'm trying to get some people on that just do NFTs and are successfully selling them. I've got a ton of questions for them. That's
awesome.
That way, that information can go out to the artist community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
Like I said, when you have a following, there's money that you can make there.
Yeah.
Over and over off the same artwork.
Yeah,
like,
and then
you know what
that's
I mean?
what's even cooler because then you only have to do it once. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you ever customize things like sneakers or couches or guitars or anything like that?
I've definitely done a lot of that. Like just like through like, especially when I started working at the airbrush shop.
Okay.
Like that's when I really started like just really doing all out like art. And I just would get like the craziest things come in. Like sometimes it would just be like some dude showed up with a bus, I painted the bus, or like sometimes it'd be sneakers, hats, like whatever. Like I just always tried to take the challenge and make it work.
For sure. So each day, how much time do you spend drawing or creating
I guess like every day's different, like, but like sometimes like when I get really in like on a project and in the zone, I'll just like I get up early. I've always been like an early person.
Yep.
So like I'll probably get up at like 6 in the morning and then just get started, you know, between 6 and 7, and I'll paint all day till like sometimes like 10, 11 at night, you know.
I noticed a post. It's a real like sentimental post about your dog.
Oh yeah.
Just having puppies.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, this is her right here.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you that. So, are each of these dogs like dogs that you actually know?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
All
so
right.
that one in the middle, that's my dog Peanut.
Okay.
And she's like, she's 4 now. I've had her for 4 years.
Okay.
And like, she just is like my heart. You know, she's like my little sidekick. She's like my other half.
Yep.
And like when I used to paint, I used to bring her everywhere, like every time with me and stuff.
Yep.
Now she's just like a little more like just chill. Like sometimes,
homebody.
yeah, like I don't always bring her like, cause sometimes she just doesn't like being in spots where it's like loud places and everything.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but I still always try to bring her like everywhere, and like I feel like a lot of people just got to know Peanut, and like they just know like that's like like a part of me, you know.
So tell me about the other dogs. You said the one in the middle is Peanut.
Yup. This one, the one on the top, that's Sukari. That's my girlfriend's dog.
Okay.
And then the other one is his name's Hendrix, and that's who Peanut had the puppies with.
Nice.
So yeah. So she just had 9 puppies, and like I gave them to like all my friends. I'm gonna keep one.
Yep.
But it's just cool having them like all my friends, and then being able to like still have them all like connected.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, that's cool. The dog's name is Hendrix. My son, the one I told you about that likes to do art. His middle name is Hendrix.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So
Jimi Hendrix is like that's like my biggest idol. You know?
I was gonna say you gotta be a Jimi Hendrix fan.
Yeah.
So that's what's up, man. Do you play the guitar?
Yeah, I do like a little bit. You know, just when I played in bands and stuff, I always played drums.
Okay.
But I play guitar just for myself and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get up and jam one time, man. Like I like to play. Yeah. Sure.
What do you play?
I play the guitar.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I play the guitar. I play the bass. But like I said, music is my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like to produce music. All the background music on the podcast is all me.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Did you ever play like in bands and stuff? Or?
No,
okay.
I didn't. I was in a group before, like we were rapping, but that didn't really work out too well. And
sometimes it's hard, like just keeping people on the same page. And
stuff,
you know?
Keeping people motivated. Like, so the thing was, I always wanted to. Oh, let's write another song. Let's record another song. Like I was that one.
Like you have that fire.
Yeah, and then they were like, well, I did half a verse. Next week, I should be done with this verse by next week. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have a whole.
You got like an album by next week.
Right. So that I just had to let that go. But do you have anything coming up?
I'm still waiting to hear back. Like hopefully I'll get a couple more murals before it gets too cold. I know on the 17th you should actually come. It's like I don't know the name of the street. I think it's called the Park Highway.
Okay. Right
there, there's gonna be like a whole paint jam with like probably like 20 different artists.
Oh,
and
yeah?
We're all gonna each paint like these garage doors.
Yep.
So we'll just paint all day. So that'd be a perfect spot if you want to come. And
definitely there. I'm there.
Yeah,
that's exactly the type of things that I want to cover, and I want to meet everybody that's there. Just like I just went to what is it? The Piecing It Back Together event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just went up there. I met a bunch of people. It was a great time.
That's
you know
awesome.
What I mean? So like I'm there. Definitely hit me with the info on the inbox.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. So before we wrap it up, do you want to shout out your website, your Instagram, or anything like that? Just go ahead.
Definitely. Yeah. So everything is my name. So my website is just CoreyPane.com. Instagram just at Corey Pane Art. Same thing with Facebook, all that. Just my name. So it's pretty easy to find. Pane is P-A-N-E. I've tried to keep it updated, put all the new stuff on there, but mostly Instagram is where I try to like really put all the newer stuff, so definitely check that out. Oh yeah.
I see this shirt and it's like, it's bright, but then knowing you as an artist, I'm like, man, it needs something.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about coming out with a line of shirts or putting your art on shirts?
Definitely, yeah. I've been like thinking about that a lot lately actually, so like I've always done shirts, like custom stuff with like airbrush and all that stuff, but like I want to definitely get my own thing going. Like I've made like a couple of little here and there of different things, but like that's something that's in the works. I'm gonna try to come up with like maybe 5 designs and really like push it out.
And just wear them all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
like,
I got you with one. Whenever I get one, you got one.
Yeah, man, and I will rock it on the podcast.
All right, hell
for sure, because this is for the artists. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man.
So I'm trying to help everybody elevate, and like I want the same help from the artist community. It can be a beautiful thing. Like,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
So yeah, man, I appreciate you giving me your time.
Yeah, thank you.
This mural is dope. I enjoy your work, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.
All right.